I want to do a quick reaction to the Phoenix Suns being swept by the Minnesota Timberwolves. First off, if you watch my playoff first round predictions, I had Minnesota Timberwolves winning this series. The only difference is I said in 7. I had no idea that it would be in 4 games. It's total sweep. I'm looking over the box scores. I see Kevin Durant scored 33 points and 17 shots. I see that Devin Booker scored 49, almost had 50 points and 21 shots. Beal looked like he was trying to fall back and let them do their thing. But this was what I expected for it to be a 7-game series. I thought these two were going to have great offensive games, and in the end, Minnesota would be challenged, but they would pull out because of their defense. But I had no idea it would turn out to be this. Speaking of their defense, I got to give major props to Jaden McDaniels, Alexander Walker, and Anthony Edwards. Those three on the perimeter were a menace. Aside from this game, game 4, they pretty much had Kevin Durant and Booker, I'm going to say, somewhat in check. And you know what this reminds me of? 2022 playoffs when Kevin Durant was on the Brooklyn Nets. He got swept with Kyrie Irving. The Boston Celtics put a number on them with their defense, in particular Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, perimeter defense. This has some similarities to that. However, let me say this about the Phoenix Suns. When you have 3 guys who play face-up basketball on the perimeter, rely heavily on ISO basketball because of their talent offensively, then you put them in the playoffs where teams are scouting you every single time, what you like running, your set plays, certain positions. Then on top of that, you're facing a team in the playoffs who's one of the best defensive teams, period. This is possibly what could end up happening, right? You don't necessarily have a balance offensively. When I look at the Minnesota Timberwolves, you have Anthony Edwards on the perimeter, could ball handle, shoot. Karl Anthony Towns could shoot as well, stretch out the floor. He's a big man. He's 7 foot. He could also go in the paint and do some damage. Big man, outside guy on the perimeter. Go back to the Boston Celtics, or at least right now. This is why Porzingis is praised so much, because now you can throw the ball down low in the post to Porzingis. You don't have another guy out on the perimeter with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I'm just saying the offense has more fluidity, balance. It's not as predictable in terms of what guys are trying to do. Which leads me into what's next for the Phoenix Suns. I have their player contracts up on the screen. Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, they're all on huge payrolls. And then you have Royce O'Neal, who's coming off the books. He's one of their better defenders on the team. They don't have that much outside of maybe a Josh. Durant can play a little bit of defense. This is also why you heard people say play Bobo more. Because, again, when you look at this roster, it's a bunch of shooting guards and small forwards. You literally have, maybe 2 centers on the team. Something's going to have to change, and they're stuck basically with this core. So they're going to have to find a way to try to make it work. The odd man out who they would try to trade Phoenix Suns to make a significant change and not just tweak the roster, or you could say maybe even the scapegoat, would be a Bradley Beal. As you see, though, his contract is so huge, I would imagine that it would be hard for Phoenix Suns to find teams that would want Bradley Beal, even though he is a great player. It's just at this point in his career, with that contract, if you take him, it's because you're assuming we are already a championship team, we're going to win. Then again, do they even have the cap space, a team, to take somebody like a Beal? There's a lot of questions with the Phoenix Suns. I would love for y'all to tell me what you think about the series, where Phoenix Suns is going. Holla below, comment, like, subscribe. Peace.